Welcome back to Straight Up right here at News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad OBrian. They call me the Fireman. Indeed, it's Monday the 16th day of June 2025, and we go up until 12 midday. I did mention that at the beginning of the program, our stream was down, the internet was down. We're back up and we're firing on all cylinders. So we're joined by our partners at Fit FM and also Caribbean Vibe Radio and indeed the Wayne Hall Network. We're also streaming live on the Make We Talk YouTube channel, and indeed we're up on the Conrad OB TikTok page. All right, so stick and stay with us for the duration of the program. Remember that coming up at 10:10 this morning, we'll be having an exciting discussion with Madam Attorney at Law Zelica Jess, who is representing down there in St. Elizabeth for the PNP in Northeast St. Elizabeth, a part of the breadbasket of Jamaica. Let's go to the phone line and take our first call. Hello, welcome caller.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Caller?
Good morning.
Hello, caller?
Hello, morning.
Caller?
Hello.
Not hearing the caller. All right, so until we sort that, let me remind you the numbers are 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824 and 876-462-0919. Let me say good morning to my good friend Richard Burgess. Hi Richie, how you do? All right, good to hear you, man. All right, we go way back. Hello, caller. Caller? I don't know what is going on there. Trying to bring the callers up, but we're having a little bit of difficulty there. All right, so let's see if we can fix that. In the meantime, the Observer is reporting $3 million reward. Wholeness says abduction of party worker should not go unsolved. So they're offering a $3 million reward there, and we wish that wouldn't be just for a party worker alone that we see where this should not go unsolved, but we hope that every Jamaican basically is given that pride of place and not just a Jamaica Labour Party worker. Hello, welcome caller.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Caller? Wow.
Good morning.
I don't know what's going on there.
Hello.
Don't know what's going on there, but we're trying to sort that out. Also, discussion that is also raging out there. I was talking to Paulette this morning. Paulette is a Jamaican that resides overseas, and they have major concern about this $3 trillion that is unaccounted for, properly unaccounted for here in Jamaica. We'll get into that. Caller?
Hello?
Caller? Not
Morning.
getting the callers, Madam Producer. Don't know what's going on there. All right. Caller? Yes, I'm here. I'm hearing the voice low there. Caller?
Well, I'm Marsh.
Marsh? Hold on, Marshy. I'm trying to fix it. Marsh is sounding coming through very, very, very faint there. All right, so while we sort that out, as I was saying, this $3 trillion that is unaccounted for, it is something that the people are asking question about, and we're getting those kind of concern from persons within the diaspora. All right? Within the diaspora, we're getting that kind of questioning from persons who are calling me on the phone. Please, on my personal phone, could you please just send me a text message? I can't answer the phone while I'm broadcasting. I can't do that. So if you have something that you want to share with me, please send me a text message. Caller?
Yes, Obi.
Hello? have a number of calls there that just that they're not coming through. I don't know what's going on. We're having issues with bringing up the calls this morning. So let me just share this until we get that sorted. So the Wholeness says abduction of party worker should not go unsolved. So a $3 million bounty has been posted by the ruling Jamaica Labour Party JLP for information leading to the arrest of the individuals who involved in the abduction of one of its workers on May 30. Lorna Robinson, a JLP scrutineer in the St. Andrew Southeastern Constituency, was kidnapped as she walked along Old Hope Road across from the Diabetes Association of Jamaica Clinic in St. Andrew, close to all right, so let's see what's going on now. Hello, caller?
Conrad, I hope you can hear me.
Boy, I'm having the same problem, Al. I'm having the same problem, very, very faint. I can't hear what you're saying. I know you're there, but I'm just not hearing you at all. But
I am hearing you loud and clear. I am hearing you loud and clear. You're very clear.
Yeah, man. Yes. So, I don't know. Go ahead and make your point, Al. If the listeners are hearing, fine, but I am not hearing you clearly at all.
After we start in our country, Conrad, you have been saying it, that the wicket for dictatorship is rolled and continue to roll. When I listened to Desmond yesterday, it reminds me of Donald Trump leading up to 2020 election, saying that they will not hand over power to the Democrats, even if they lose. No. Anybody want anything clearer than that? To see that the country is on the same verge of what happened in America in terms of insurrectionism. If and when the election call at PNP should win, there's one is saying that they're not handing over power. What can go so? No. I am saying, and I am preparing the Jamaican people, Conrad, because the media is not going to talk about it. There should be a round table talk in the media this morning.
But what happened, Al? This is one of the privilege that you get from the media. Remember, that is why we have talk shows like this, So if a citizen like yourself feel that you have something to express, it is the same media you're on talking about it,
Conrad, just hear me, man. Just hear me. Yes. Come in defense. Hold on, man. We come in defense. The media will come in defense. Anything and everything.
No, it's not true. That's not, no, Al.
Everybody can take criticism.
Al, hold on, Papa. All I'm saying to you is that you have identified an anomaly in your view where you said that people within the media, and I'm sure you're not making an wholesale characterization of practitioners in the media, but you're saying enough of us not doing it. But I'm saying that there's another layer that you're using right now, where programs like these, talk radio like these, give you guys the opportunity. So here you are. So make the
yes, this conversation has been used so many times, but yes, you are talking on the media. What I'm saying is, we have social media where people can talk on, so this is not a monopoly system. Let me say this to you, right, fine, man, we are talking. All that I'm saying, the NBC, Fox would have had it. What? CNN would have had it, BBC to say that Donald Trump is inciting insurrection. He can't in a democratic society. Are you telling me it is, when you repeat something more than once, it means that they have the intention. And people, I'm on the road now, I don't know if you can hear me, where I am in the middle of the city, downtown, and they are saying what Desmond says is tantamount, whereas he should be called out and has to explain what it means that the power will not be handed over, even if they lost. What does it mean? What does the Prime Minister mean we can hand over power to PNP? We cannot give the country to PNP. What does that mean? And all of a sudden now, people now begin to tie certain things where happen in a certain constituency, certain findings, yes, of certain things, and say, boy, could all of these, what has been said, link to what we are finding? Jamaican, we are in a very dangerous time in our country. Our democracy has been threatened. Yes, and we threatened by some people who are in power and decided that even if they lost power, they will not get power. Insurrection came to Washington because of what Donald Trump said. Right? And we are not going to sit back if the media won't talk about it. We, the people of the society, will not allow Desmond and the Prime Minister out there talking about telling young boys them about they will meet their maker. What kind of society is this? Right? Are we living not even in North Korea kind of check and behavior is not been taking place? Not even in North Korea. Not even many other countries in Israel. Neither is it in the Putin. Neither, and we are not going to allow it. I am saying, Conrad, I'm very upset this morning when I'm in town. So I'm in town right here, and the people under the tree is telling me this is a very serious statement that Desmond has made, and it's not the first and second time he says so. It is never always get an opportunity in going to say it. What are the preparations for them to prevent handing over power if they lost the election? What are they planning? What are their plans?
Well, I can tell you something. What's the name of the constituency that Ethne is representing? Northwest? Northwest St. Andrew?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Northwest St. Andrew, and you know, she sent me a message this morning, and she was up at after 2 o'clock this morning, saying that it disturbed her so much she couldn't sleep because she saw the headline in the Gleaner, or saw the story in the Gleaner repeated by by Desmond McKenzie,
yes,
and certainly it caused her great upset.
This should be a media. This should be this man of a media frenzy. Whereas everybody in the media come out and talking about this. I am saying to you, Conrad, my friend, I went out there this morning early and put out a posting, and I am doing it. And I am calling upon the International Press Association of the world to ask the Jamaican media if they are satisfied with the kind of call by Desmond, and if they are satisfied with the kind of presentation or work that the media is doing in Jamaica, because this should be on the lips of every person that serves in the media.
But Al, you say, hold on, again, don't chastise them, don't kill the media, because even the very story here that we're talking about, the Gleaner basically carried it, where it's two things that it carried. It says, one, wholeness. JLP doesn't need an opposition. Our supporters hold us accountable, and people have an issue with that as well. And followed by that, it's also reported, we will never surrender Jamaica. Ruling JLP, deputy JLP leader repeats vow at election as election looms. And again, as you said, it's not once we hear this coming from Desmond, but it's something that he continues to repeat on the political platform. What this mean?
Like I said, Conrad, my friend, I heard you say two things and I want to correct one. Whenever the paper in America, all of those newspapers in New York Times and all of them write anything, the media houses sit down from NSBC, CNN and discuss it in its entirety. Let me say that. So don't say because it is in the Gleaner that is full stop. Nobody now.
No. Don't miss. Hold on, sir. No, I think we give all enough time because I'm going on where they were not really cut it. I think I give all enough time with this. All I'm saying is simple, that the fact of the matter is that, and I'm not stifling you at all, what you're saying. I am saying that the same story that you're talking about, it's reported in the Gleaner, it's reported within mainstream media. So while we need to do more in taking up the matters, but there is also something that we must acknowledge. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the phone. Let's go to the other callers. Hello, caller?
Obi.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, we listen Andrew Wellness. I will listen dead man.
You understand the point I'm making, Marsh?
Yes, but me I want to believe in me that to do much more.
And I agree with you. I agree with you.
And tell you what I mean, Andrew Wellness must come out and tell you what I mean. But the long and short of it, I'm not stay long with it because before me tell me, I said Kentucky did have a commercial. We say we are working on it. And they stopped using that commercial there. Long time now. Maybe you get the message when I talk about. Because I hear News Start 93 from the radio. And I hear anything. I just find the phone now to come and try this. I don't even hear you on the make with talk place there.
No, we are up there. We had an issue which is not our doing because we work with the public, with the internet, and the internet service was down. So in order for Make We Talk or the other partners outfit that we partner with, in order for them to be up and carry us, they have to carry it through the internet feed. We're back up on the feed, and you'll be able to listen to us on all those platforms loud and clear now, Mr. Marsh.
Well, me just switch off from them. I mean, I get it from Make It Talk.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, I'm saying, the Prime Minister used an analogy where I'm saying the PNP is like a dog who run our car when they stop in a know what to do. Tell Desmond, well, me not tell you to tell him. Desmond McKenzie must learn to know, say, stop tease the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Stop tease the dog. Coming out and talk about the will never surrender. And then you have Andrew Weldon talk about sicking puppy. And then Desmond run out and talk. Him up that side Jamaica and need no position. We need media now to get out the serious and on the broadcast it, but go and question them what you really mean. What you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We need people to go there. We need journalists. Right?
Marsh, you know that I am one of the person on radio who are willing to criticize my own, right? And so I'm saying, so I am seized of that there are practitioners in the media, whether it's broadcast journalists like myself or people who are doing investigative journalism, talk show hosts, whatever we are, right? The fact is that you have much more that can be done. But all I'm saying is that in all of that, we also have to recognize that even the subject matter that we are discussing, that basically is a part of the repertoire that comes from the repertoire that comes from the media itself. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not defending at all. Far from it. So, Allah pummel me as if basically I'm out there defending. I'm not defending. I allow people to vent.
Yeah, the point I want to make, things still refer to the PNP like a dog. Stop tease the dog.
Yes.
Because if you tease the dog will rush you and bite you. When Desmond come in to talk about now surrender to the PNP.
Yeah. Marshall, let me see if we can take one more before we go to the break. Call me back later, no?
We need no position. We need
Marshall.
to go and question him.
Yeah, Marshall, let me take one more before we go to the break. Please. All right. Let's take our final other call before we go to the 10 o'clock break. A short one this is. Let's take it nonetheless. We are moving up to the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 4 minutes going up to 10 o'clock right here at News Talk 93 FM. Let's take this call before we go take the break. Hello, welcome caller.
Hello.
Hi, welcome sir. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Yes, this statement made by Mark last week that the people, the DLP want to take the people lower than they are. So, man, isn't that the content of black people we have a British aristocrat who is not a Jamaican by birth.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Repeat the last part of what you said.
I'm saying the British aristocrat who told the people in Ola last week that
First thing to begin with, sir. Hold on. First thing, and you're going to get the same treatment. You're not going to come here and tell no. Hold on, man. Hold on. Oh no, you need to do better than this. You're not going to come here and tell no lies, right? Mark Golden. Hold on, sir. Hold on, please. Yeah, when bro beat me, they will listen to me. Right? I am saying to you that what you're saying is a lie, a blatant lie. I'm saying to you that what you're saying about Mark Golden, a British man and no born in Jamaica, is a blatant lie, sir.
I will try that.
So why you come in the first place and do it and you know say it's not true?
What about this?
No, I'm asking you why. No, hold on, sir. Hold on. Why? Hold on, sir. Is that you're pathologically mendacious? Is that the case? So you come here and you know something that to be a lie. You're saying it on public radio. Why?
That's a lie. What is the statement? What do you mean by take the people lower than they are?
So what? What he's saying? What?
He said that the JAP wants to take the people lower than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother know, your father know, my mother know, my commander know, Russia know. What on earth is not what is saying to us, Jamaica?
Mm-hmm. No, I think what you're doing, you're trying to divert. You're trying to divert. All right. I'm going to invite you. Caller. I'm going to invite you. I want us to flesh. Hold on, no, sir, please. Sir. Madam Producer, you can take the caller off for me, please, and let me comment, because we're going up to the close, and he's not listening. He's talking over me. Just take him off. So caller, I will engage you after the break. After when we conclude our discussion with the guests, you can call us back, but we are going to the 10 o'clock break. That's all I'm trying to say to you. All right, let's go to the break. So come.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica. Damn. Damn.
come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades, and we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
See for yourself.
First 100 days of government, we will start the legislative process to fix the date for general elections in Jamaica. So no government will be able to come and make false promises and hide the truth and tell you half-truths and trick you into voting for them, and then when them win, them throw on poison for you.
100 days. The fixed election date, still I wait for the promise to fulfill. One broken promise after another. Laughable, as we say. None of your promise not fulfill yet, boss. So there you wait.
Within the first 100 days of our government, we will start the legislative process to institute impeachment proceedings in Parliament. This will add another layer of protection of the Parliament to ensure that only members of unquestioned integrity sit in the Parliament.
All ministers under the new Jamaica Labour Party government will be given a job letter. That job letter has a timeline of 2 years and 6 months with key performance targets which are agreed upon.
Because of course we know that it is election 2025.
Economic growth and job creation.
Absolutely. I do certainly cherish the time that we had together for those 3 years. It was certainly a good springboard, and I want to thank you for that, Obi.
All right, you're most welcome. Now, Zelica, let's just remind Jamaica in a nutshell, you know, who are listening, who may not know sufficiently about Zelica, or probably we need to remind people at all time. In a synopsis, just share with our listeners, who is Zelica Jess? What's your journey has been like?
So I think you did a very excellent job just now in articulating exactly who I am, Obi.
Yes.
I am by profession a practicing attorney. I am the People's National Party's candidate for Northeastern St. Elizabeth, where I am running to be the next Member of Parliament. I believe that Jamaicans right across the board deserve to live in a place where they have access to running water, have good roads on which they can travel, and certainly live a dignified existence by having access to affordable housing, and of course so that both the young and the old can have access to good employment opportunities. And so those are all matters that I am deeply passionate about. And it is against that background why I have embarked on the journey that I'm on currently.
Indeed. And certainly, Zelica, one would, ordinarily take it that your advocacy in the court and just what you do that would have prepared you in a big way for this journey that you're on.
Absolutely. In fact, it's very often that I hit the road and persons say to me that, listen, we have been waiting for somebody like you. We want somebody who can speak on our behalf, who will represent us in a manner that we deserve to be represented, and that will ensure that our issues are well articulated and not just spoken about, but has the wherewithal to ensure that there is action behind all of what is being said. So certainly, thankfully, that background in law has provided me with that somewhat of a stage on which I have been able to hone that craft to communicate and to do so in a way that is deemed effective.
Madam Attorney Zelica Jess, we understand somebody like myself who, like to pride myself as not an armchair broadcaster, but somebody who is right out there on the hustling. One of the things that would come to my ear is that the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth came for you. And in other words, some people actually say, boy, they came for you bodily. Because they were actually eyeballing your journey, your work over there in Clarendon, and they said, boy, we would need someone like a Zelica Jess, and so on. Share with us that journey, what happened there, how you end up being the standard bearer over there in Northeast St. Elizabeth.
I'm happy you asked this question because it was just last night, whilst I was on the road in the constituency, someone asked me the very same question, why Northeastern St. Elizabeth? And before I could answer, the other persons who were gathered around said to her, she didn't choose Northeast St. Elizabeth. Northeast St. Elizabeth chose her. And I had to laugh because it was such a nice way to very appropriately explain what happened. And it is certainly true. Northeastern St. Elizabeth chose me at a time when I was actually on my way out of politics. I had no interest in active representational politics. I felt as though I needed to focus a little bit of my attention on other areas, specifically my law practice, as you know, OB, and so that is where my attention was. But then came the calls from Northeastern St. Elizabeth, and against, notwithstanding my initial doubt, the calls kept coming in, and it continued for well over almost a year until I finally relented after Councillor Bishop asked me to at least come and see what it was like. He said to me, Jess, I guarantee you, just come. Don't just say no to us. Come and experience for yourself what the people are like on the ground. If you don't like us after that, then fine, but don't just say no. And so I actually came one Saturday, and Councillor Fisher, Councillor Myers, Councillor Caretaker Maurice Nemard, they took me on a tour of the constituency. We went to the market. We went throughout the four corners of the constituency. And I can tell you that I fell in love, just as Councillor Fisher said I would have.
Yes.
I felt that warmth, that genuine care, and just I have not experienced people who are warmer than persons whom I've met here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth. And so I say to persons all the time, it's a family that we have here. It's not just about politics. It's not just about winning a seat. It's literally being home amongst your family and your friends. That's what Northeastern St. Elizabeth is.
Indeed, Madam Zelica. I chuckled just now because I don't know if this person is known to you, but Meds Boss 19 saying just no Northeast St. Elizabeth. more than Delroy Slowly, who say he is the homeboy. So
Well, that's true. People actually do call me from various corners of the constituency when they want to find certain unknown or not well-known areas to ask me for directions as to how to get there. So it's something I pride myself on, because I feel as though when you agree to accept an invitation to represent people, it's one of the greatest joys of your life, and you have a duty to ensure that you do so in the best way possible. And so I took the opportunity of the last almost 3 years of being here to make sure that I go to every nook and every cranny. I visit even the most remote areas, because it's important to me. It's important for me to know persons. It's important for me to build a relationship, because as I said before, it's not just about politics. It's really about making sure that you have that relationship that will provide you with that opportunity to represent the persons in the way that they deserve to be represented. And you can't do it unless you know the area and you know the people.
Good. Now, Zelica, I heard you, because I have, I could almost said, well, I have great interest in your progress, you going forward, and every single person know that. So I heard you articulate some big issues that are impacting the constituency. Could you share with us what are the biggest issues facing Northeast St. Elizabeth right now?
Right now, without even having to think about it, OB, our biggest issue is the lack of running water. In fact, just moments before I came on, I noted a message from one of my constituents stating that it has been 5 days that we have not had running water in the Goshen area. And just last night, again, I was in Southampton, and it's the very same thing that we keep hearing every single day. We don't have water. We don't have access to running water. And in 2025, the people of northeastern St. Elizabeth deserve to have water in their pipes. It cannot be acceptable that in this day and age, especially against the background of water being diverted from St. Elizabeth, northeastern St. Elizabeth to be exact, to go all the way up the hill to provide water as part of the Greater Mandeville Initiative. It cannot be acceptable that the people of St. Elizabeth, northeastern, are without water, yet our water is being diverted to other places. We have no difficulty sharing, but we must ensure that the areas in this constituency are serviced with the water that they deserve. So for me, a very, very major part of my commitment is to ensure that with my very first term in office as the next Member of Parliament, northeastern St. Elizabeth will have running water in our pipes. That's the major, major thing.
No.
And second to that,
yes?
if I can just get a minute more.
Yes,
okay,
I
know that time is against us, but if I can just get a minute. The second issue after that is the obviously vexing issue of roads, because too many of our communities are still without proper road network. And even against the background of us having an outgoing Member of Parliament who has unfortunately failed to utilize the resources, especially the road resources, in a way that would provide proper relief for persons. It's important for us to have an individual who will be willing and able to provide the constituency with proper roads, not just a 1 inch of roadway, but actually to ensure that we have a full, comprehensive overhaul.
And as a result of that, you're vowing to get rid of the 1 inch man.
Absolutely. I think that we are united in the constituency to achieve that goal.
All right. Madam Attorney, do you believe that it is really doable for you to ensure that your people get, in the first instance, as you say, better get water in their pipes and indeed have more drivable roads within your first term of office?
Absolutely, especially for the water issue. Sometimes we have major problems and the solutions are actually quite simple. I've been having dialogue with the various experts, and sometimes it amazes me. One of the areas in question, when I spoke with representatives from the National Water Commission, I was advised that all that was actually needed was a better pump so that the water could properly be pumped to the surrounding areas.
Oh my God.
So some of the issues that we have are actually the fix, the solution is actually very, very simple, but we lack the political will and we lack a strong representation that is minded to ensure that the actual problems get solved.
Good. You know, it's...
I'm very confident that an issue such as water, we have so many wells here in the constituency already. We have the tools to start with. We have agencies that we can reach out to, like rural water. But yes, you don't see that happening now because, as I said before, we lack a proper representation. When have you ever heard the sitting member of parliament stand up in parliament and actually advocate for the people of North East and St. Elizabeth to get water? I have not heard it. And I listen every single sitting of parliament. I haven't heard it.
Certainly, Zelica, it's something that really and truly we have to advocate that our representatives step up to the plate and offer better representation. I'll share something with you that your friend and colleague Paul Patmore said right here last week, Monday at this very same time, because he was my spotlight guest. As you know, we're doing the feature on various candidates, and he was here last week and he revealed something, and to me it went to the core of my heart. He said that the water supply in section of South Trelawney, wow, of South Trelawney, it was really just the MP and the government said that it would cost $40 million to build out that system. He said that he implemented the very same system for less than 160,000 Jamaican dollars. You hear me?
Yes.
And I had to put it to him to say, here is a situation where we had a drill that was purchased recently for $31 million. That should ordinarily cost $3 million. So it's the same kind of thing that we're hearing. He also said, Zelica, that said water supply that he put in, long-standing member of parliament Audley Shaw and also Xavier Main is in his constituency from that said water supply, pulling out dozens upon dozens of trucks of water every day to give their people in northeast Manchester and in northwest or southwest St. Anne. So you're talking about real vision, and it struck a chord in me when you talk about just the simple fix. For example, you mentioned a better pump.
All right.
Go ahead, madam.
Just to take it a little bit further, based on what you've just said, I still live in the land of wood and water, because I do understand that even though I speak on behalf of Northeastern St. Elizabeth, the truth is the water issue that we have is one that is experienced by quite a number of communities right across the board, not just here in St. Elizabeth. And so overall, clearly there is a need for a wider vision as to how we are going to ensure that the citizens of Jamaica can have access to running water in their pipes in 2025. So clearly there needs to be a broader discussion with the stakeholders and the policymakers to ensure that come the next election, we really should not have to be speaking about communities not having running water 5 years from now.
Good.
Like you said, it's a simple fix in most instances, and it has to be given national priority.
Indeed, Madam Attorney Zelica Jess, candidate of Northeast St. Elizabeth for the People's National Party. I saw you at a very powerful divisional conference there in your constituency last Sunday. Was it which division is that called again? The Breeze River Division, where you talked a lot. You spoke a lot about yourself and of course your neighboring MP candidate rather, Dr. Miranda Wellington. You talk about the situation as it relates to St. Elizabeth being described as the breadbasket, and the difficulty that your farmers are facing. For example, even the fertilizer, none was actually given to the farmers in your constituency. You actually, went all the way where you talk about it at bag for bag, how many bags were delivered and so on and so forth. Could you just share what sort of concern you're having there in your constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth as it relates to your farmers along that route and others things there?
So, as you know, St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket parish, and northeastern St. Elizabeth is primarily a farming constituency. We have a number of farmers farming peanuts, pepper, whatever you can think of, we farm it here. The Auditor General of Jamaica has actually revealed in the latest report that the Member of Parliament for Northeastern St. Elizabeth, our constituency, was given 557 bags of fertilizer. The report from the Auditor General also indicated that there was no proof that any of the fertilizer was actually given to legitimate farmers. So in other words, they had no record, they had no evidence that the farmers of the constituency actually benefited from the free fertilizer that they should have gotten. And so against that background, I made sure to embark on almost a fact-finding mission, if you will. And so I have been making checks with various farmers throughout the length and breadth of the constituency. I visited farms, I have called, I have gone out there on the ground, and I was dismayed when I got the response from the farmers because they expressed surprise. They didn't know to start with that so many bags of fertilizer had actually been allocated to the constituency. They didn't know that they could have and should have been getting free fertilizer, which was given to us by the Kingdom of Morocco. They didn't know any of that, and more importantly, they indicated to me that they got no fertilizer at all. In fact, some farmers said to me that they went to RADA on various occasions. They made various entreaties and requests, and up to now, they couldn't get a bag of fertilizer. So for us here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth, that's a serious thing because it's a need. It's not just a want. One of the biggest things people ask you for when you go on the road, it's just a bag of fertilizer. So to know that they could have and should have been getting at least a bag of fertilizer for free, only to find out that the Auditor General is saying that there is no record, there's no evidence that the farmers of the constituency have actually received it. So it's certainly a very unsettling position, and it's something that we continue to demand answers for because we still don't know what exactly happened to the 557 bags of fertilizer.
Zelica, I want to ask you a few more questions, but let us go to the break with this one, and while you think on it, we also glean or hearing that the said fertilizer, some of the said fertilizers end up in farm store selling. Hold that one. Let me take the 10:30 break. I'll have you for a few minutes on the other side of the break. Stick and stay with us. We're talking to attorney at law and PNP caretaker for Northeast St. Elizabeth, Zelica Jess. Stay with us.
The PNP has been asserting a particular dollar figure in terms of spend, and it is not so.
Did the minister said the projection for Cornwall Regional is $23 billion? Did the minister said that?
Colin,
Yes
My
or no?
response is very simple.
Yes or
My
no?
response is very simple.
Very simple is yes or
We
no.
know that the projected expenditure at Cornwall is going to be in the order of quite a number of billion dollars. Yes?
Hey, Marlon, you're dangerous.
To go back to check the records.
It's all right.
To what
Listen.
he said in relation to the projected expenditure.
Listen, because we're going to play it.
Hold on, just give me 20 seconds. The point I'm making, just to be clear, is that whatever the ultimate cost of Cornwall Regional will be, is neither here nor there.
It is rubbish. Rubbish. What?
Nothing about it.
What? You are telling me that you're refurbishing a hospital with 20 million and it's neither here nor there? Rubbish.
What I'm simply saying is this. Watch me now. Listen me now.
For a country that is broke.
Had existed over several years. So what is here and
the much talked about 23 billion price tag is a projection. Yes, it's by us, it's a projection. But
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew. Call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Whether you're Labour, right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
I do not believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is a party that is humanitarian. I don't think they think about the human factor.
Do you think that the opposition has a chance in the next general election?
The best chance the opposition ever know. I think that charisma
is exactly.
Andrew beat, but if you have a look at intelligence, then it's no disrespect to Brogan, and I hope nobody will take this as no. But if you look at basic understanding and basic conversation, like Andrew Holness, we say this something nicer. Mark Golding is more of the people than Andrew Holness. I think that Andrew Holness is very pretentious. You understand me? I think that he plays the part of the man of the people better. Underemployment is worse than unemployment, because if you're working less than what it costs you to live and go to work, that is underemployment.
Remember, Randy used to tell us that every meal make a muckle.
No, and I say go. But if you have to use 5 meal to get 1 muckle, it don't make no sense. You understand me? I say them conversation are not a political conversation. Them conversation are a life conversation.
From the UW.
Gold's money was not lost. It was stolen. Plain as daylight.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube.
And we go up until 12 midday. We are in our spotlight segment, and of course this segment of the program, the hour, is sponsored by our friends at Wellington Dental over there at Wellington Street in Spanish Town. We say hi to Dr. Palmer and the team there, and we continue continue to say thanks for your sponsorship of the hour. It's a Monday, so we are simulcasting with our friends at Fit FM, fitfmja.com, and indeed Caribbean Vibe Radio and the Wayne Horn Network. We're also streaming via the Make We Talk YouTube channel and of course the Conrad OB TikTok page. We're up on the 93 FM band right across Kingston and St. Andrew here and into St. Catherine and elsewhere. So stick and stay with us for the duration of the program. And of course, you can pick us up on the FM band at 96.7 down there in Western Jamaica at the outfit called Fit FM. All right, we have in our spotlight segment, we have attorney at law Zelica Jess, who is a PNP standard bearer down there in Northeast St. Elizabeth. And of course, we close just now on the business of Liza fertilizer, commonly called in Jamaica Liza. People want a bag of Liza, you know what I mean? But boy, the Liza run wicked, and we hear that Liza never end up in a hand of farmer. We later heard that the Liza was in farm store selling that free fertilizer that was given to Jamaica by the people, the government of people of the Republic of Morocco. What can go so? Let me rejoin Madam Attorney at Law Zelica Jess. Hi, Jess. Thanks for holding. Hello, Zelica?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yes, thanks for holding, Madam. Now, I closed out asking you about the conversation that we're hearing, you know, that the fertilizer actually end up, or some of it, in farm store selling. Are you okay with that? Are you up on that conversation?
Yes, I believe that was also an issue that was raised coming out of the Auditor General's report.
Indeed.
That there is evidence. So whilst there is no evidence that the farmers actually got the free fertilizer, there is evidence according to the Auditor General of Jamaica that a farm store in Jamaica, here in Jamaica, has actually been selling the free fertilizer.
My God. That's coming out of the auditor's report by the hard-working public servant Pamela Monroe Ellis, who is coming under so much pressure within recent time. We see where the government members want to remove her from as a member of the Integrity Commission, a commission and so on, you know, all of those things. But we're staying with this, Madam Attorney. So are you aware that in your constituency, for sure, it actually end up on shelves there?
Well, I have no proof. I have only anecdotal evidence, because when I first spoke about the issue, I posted it on one of the popular social media networks. And within less than a minute, my phone rang, and it was a taxi driver who called me to say that he knows exactly where in the constituency the fertilizer went, because he was asked to transport the very same fertilizer from a particular location to that farm store. So I will simply leave it there and ask that there be a full and proper, thorough investigation into how the fertilizers were distributed. I think that this is an issue that cannot be allowed to simply be swept under the rug, and that certainly the relevant authorities ought to be made to account. They ought to provide an account as to what happened. In total, it was over 11,000 bags of fertilizer.
Good.
Here in northeastern St. Elizabeth, we know that 557 was allocated to us.
Wow. Madam Attorney, of course you know that integrity must be on the ballot going into the next election. But before I get into at least one question there, you went into Northeast St. Elizabeth at a time when the constituency was at a low ebb, you know, and you have basically subsume yourself, so to speak, within the fabric of northeastern St. Elizabeth, to the point where the election in February, you came out with a plurality of, I think, almost 1,900 votes. That is to say, had it been a general election, northeast St. Elizabeth would be in the bag, and Zelica Jess would be sitting pretty in Parliament with a majority of about 1,900 votes. Just address that for a moment, please.
Well, the truth is, this is a constituency that for the first time in excess of 30 years, we have not had a PNP member of parliament. And so, yes, I did come into the constituency at a time when we have had to work, we have had to do a lot of
heavy lifting, as I like to call it.
Yes, so it's not been a walk in the park, as you would imagine. We don't have the resources that the constituency is accustomed to having. We don't have the kind of network that other constituencies may perhaps be blessed with. And so we've had to do it the old-fashioned way. We've had to go out there, roll up our sleeves, knock on doors, go house to house, speak with the people, listen to the people, hear what their complaints are, hear what the issues are, and certainly allow them to understand our own vision as to what it is that we're going to be doing differently, because we also understand that we know it's not going to be business as usual. We know we can't make the mistakes that were made in the past, and we know that persons are counting on us to ensure that we keep our word, we keep our commitment. And so we've had to go out there and try to redeem ourselves, for want of a better terminology. We've had to go out there and fight to earn the trust of the people of northeastern St. Elizabeth. And thankfully, they rewarded us last February by coming out in droves. And we're happy. We're not complacent. We're certainly satisfied. And we're happy with the results that we're seeing.
Good. And one must remember also, Madam Attorney Zelica Jess, candidate down there in Northeast St. Elizabeth, that all of this you did against the background that the constituency was not just handed over to you. You had to you put up a violent, a tough campaign, and you basically won that election. So all in all, we know that when these things happen, you always have a little bit of splinter here and there. So you had to also embark on a unification and rebuilding, even within your own party, so to speak.
Absolutely. But the truth of the matter is, right now, I am happy that things happened the way they did a few years ago, because we have emerged stronger from that internal selection process. Persons who did not support me are now my biggest supporter.
Good.
In fact, even Councillor Pagan supported Comrade Kern, but yet Councillor Pagan is one of my biggest
gangster for life.
He is my fortress. He is my refuge in times of.
Let's see the man. All right. So conclude that for me, Madam.
All of my councillors, and I'm grateful for that, because they all do such a fabulous work. We have Councillor Miles from Silo Division, who anchors his division. We have Councillor Everton Fisher from the Balaclava Division, and here in Santa Cruz, I have Comrade Maurice Namar. So we really have a team which I'm grateful for. I have the former Member of Parliament, Comrade Evan Redmond, and every single comrade in Northeastern St. Elizabeth, I can tell you, have been working extremely hard, and they are determined, they're motivated, and they want to get back their seats, and they're going to get back their seats.
The People's National Party, Madam Zelica Jess, pride itself on integrity, pride itself on the whole business of education, housing, and all those sort of things and so on. How does your own vision fit in with the People's National Party? Personal vision, how does it?
Well, my personal vision is aligned with the vision that is articulated by the People's National Party. That's why I chose the PNP as the vehicle, as my political party of choice. We are the party that has always said land to the landless, house for the houseless. And that is something that I feel very, very strongly about. I believe that it's important for Jamaicans to have access to affordable homes, to have a place that they can call their own. It gives you the greatest sense of joy when you can turn the key to your own home. And so I am determined to ensure that I lead a constituency where persons will be able to have access to building materials, to do renovations to their homes. They will be able to have access to housing that they can actually feel a sense of pride and a sense of joy in raising their families. And so my vision, my personal vision, is certainly deeply aligned and consistent with that which is espoused by the People's National Party.
Indeed, as we close, Madam Attorney Zelica Jess, politics can be tough here in Jamaica. What do you think sets you apart from your opponent, and how will you maintain integrity and impact the process?
I think it's clear that politics is a blood sport. What sets me apart is, I believe, my personality and my core vision and who I am. I'm a caring person. I care deeply about issues and I care deeply about people. I'm determined to continue to be the type of person I was before politics, which is to ensure that I come with purity of motive. I come with a genuine desire to serve people. I'm not in it for what I can gain. I am in it for what I can bring to the table and how I can change and transform people's lives. And I think that is what sets me apart. The fact that I didn't come in search of a seat. I wasn't looking to be an MP, but rather I come to see how I can give back, how I can share my skills, my expertise, and how I can bring my various experience to the table and to make sure that we create a northeastern St. Elizabeth that people can feel proud of. They can feel proud when they turn their pipes on and see running water and know that it's because they have a caring member of parliament that ensures that we prioritize water, we prioritize roads, we prioritize creation of jobs. And so that is what I think I bring differently to the table. I bring a heart of love and a spirit of care.
Indeed, as I did say final, but the final. By way of your voters list in the constituency, Madam Attorney Zelica Jess, what's your number there? And if you have a sense of it, what's your wider population within Northeast St. Elizabeth? Can you provide that?
Yes, so the recent voters list that came out, the May 31st list, we now have in excess of 37,000 electors on the voters list. So clearly I have a very big constituency, OB, and we have a lot of ground to cover, but we are committed, we are determined to continue the hard work, and we're going to get it done. I'm not going to share with you numbers in terms of our margin by which
yes, I would know.
But we expect to come through very comfortably on behalf of the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth, because this is a rescue mission and we're all aligned in our vision to rescue the constituency and put it in the hands of persons who deep care and who truly want to make a difference.
Good. We saw your divisional conference, the Braze River Division, recently. We know that activities are taking place in the constituency now. What's your next big event in Northeast St. Elizabeth?
So the next big is a mass meeting on July 16th. And we'll provide further details as to the venue, time, etc.
All right. All the best, Madam Attorney at Law, Zelica Jess, the PNP standard bearer down there in what people ordinarily describe as the bastion for the PNP. You still use that term, Zelica?
They still do, because let me tell you very quickly, the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth, very, very proud and resilient and strong people. And so they are determined to return the seat to where it was. And so, yes, we continue to say that we are the bastion of the People's National Party right here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth. We made an error in 2020. We're going to fix it in 2025.
Well, you know, Zelica, there is every fiber of your being. As a matter of fact, I use a characterization of one of the greatest, one of the most loved politician to basically describe you from time to time. I won't go there this morning, but certainly, I guess whoever listens to me know exactly the correlation that I'm making. Continue the good work. I feel it from your heart, just talking to you, and you're known to me personally, so I recommend you bigly. All right? That's a shameless plug for me here. Jess is my colleague. She sat here with me for 3 years or so I make no doubt. As a matter of fact, listeners and everybody, pardon me, but I don't do it, and I don't go on political platform, but I think that for Zelica, not so much out there preaching the politics, but I think whenever she's having that big meeting, I will have to grace her with my presence. All right, Zelica, all the best. God bless you.
Appreciate it, Obi.
All right, take care.
Have a wonderful day to you and the rest of your listeners.
All right, all the best. All right, so there you have it there. What do you make of that interview just now? Get quite a bit of meat on the bone there from Madam Attorney at Law Zelica Jess, and certainly it is opine all over the place that indeed she will be one of those who will be walking up Duke Street, and certainly some people believe that, you know, she will see her in the cabinet or certainly in the executive of Mark Jefferson Golden once the people give them the nod. But of course, that is sorely the prerogative of the Prime Minister of the day, whoever he puts in his or her cabinet. But in terms of the skill set that Zelica possesses, I believe that she should be a shoo-in in whichever cabinet, whether that the PNP forms. But as I said, I am just here. I am just a chatterbox here. The decision, I have nothing to do with the decision, but I think so. Hello, caller.
Yes, it's me again.
Yes.
Sir. Yes, I'm asking you, what did Mark Golden mean when you say that they want...
Oh, this is bongo. This is the rule, bongo.
How could he speak?
No, hold on, man, hold on. Is this bongo?
Are you Christopher Columbus? Yes, man. Same man.
Good. And you came here with this nonsense last week, and you're back this week again.
I am asking you why you I call us, sir. You respect.
Yeah. What's your question?
I'm asking you. What does Mark Golden mean when he said to the people in Old Harbour last Monday that they want to keep lower than you are? Bearing in mind his background, his aristocratic background. What do you mean by people lower than you are? How do you know is Jamaican black people descended as slave of no?
All right. Let me respond. Let me respond to that. You said quite a mouthful there. First thing to begin with, right? We know that in Jamaica, whether you want to accept it or not, there are categories and class that from time to time people use to describe people, right, or to describe the situation. So for example, we talk about whether it is being the education quotient, whether it is economic background or whatever. And you know what Mark was saying, well, I won't try to speak with him, but I think you're making I think you're trying to, you know, build up a straw man and hit it down.
No, you can't do it. He's a potential leader, and he said, hold on, let me just paint the background. He was saying when he said that he had to free us black people from slavery when his ancestors are enslaved us, and he's a beneficiary of slavery his parents.
Are you aware of the fact, sir? You see, Bongo. Hold on, Bongo. When it suits you, you know. When it suits you, you talk from both sides of your mouth. When it suits you, hold on. When it suits you, you said how much. Cause I hear you. When it suits you, you say how much black people basically. Sir, you're not going to speak over me. All right, Bongo, you get 2 bites of the cherry. May I have some more callers? Thanks for today. We have some more callers. Thank you very much, Bongo. Thanks for today. Let's take some more calls. All right. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. Let's deal with some substance. What we know for sure, all of these things are speculation and all of that. What we know for sure is that there are 2 persons who are offering themselves to lead this country. One is certified, one is not. That is not Conrad saying it. That is not PNP people saying it. It is the body that is authorized to certify our politicians. They are saying it. All right? They're the one who say they're the one who's saying it. The Integrity Commission of Jamaica. Right now, there's a document that is with the FID, the Financial Investigation Department of Jamaica, and that's where the rubber hits the road. All right? So integrity is indeed on the line. Last time I checked, Mark Golden was certified, gazetted, and published. All right? So that's it. Again, the lines are open. You can weigh in and tell us what's on your mind. It's 4 minutes going up to 11 o'clock. We're in the final segment of the hour that is sponsored by Wellington Dental over there in Spanish Town. And there are quite a few messages that I have here. Let me just share a couple of these messages with you as we invite you to go over to pay some attention to the Conrad OB TikTok page. Give me some likes there. Top up the screen so that we keep the live current. All right. So I'm trying to get through to some of your messages that you have been sending in. Let's see. Let's go to this one from Sonia. So we are trying to navigate the messages. All right. So, all right. Let me read there. Someone is saying, "Good morning, Conrad. We don't really need an opposition because our supporters hold us to account." Words from the mouth of the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. "We will never surrender Jamaica to the opposition." Words from the mouth of deputy leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. Both statements are printed on the same day in 2 articles in the newspaper. These are 2 very strong declarations from the JLP, and I hope the people of Jamaica pay attention and realize what they are telling them. And there's also another message where I said, all right, so that's that. And I'm also seeing here, there is also another statement in the, "If the military rule is necessary, it will be used." And while they were making it appear as if they were talking about crime that could be covered. All right, let's we're up on the break, the 11 o'clock break. Let's go there. Suka.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington.
Oh, are you hearing me now? Sorry about that. I think there was something wrong here. Yes, are you all hearing me now? Hello? Oh, okay, all right, thanks. Yeah. Yes. I was just saying it to you all that when you listen to what the utterance of both the Prime Minister and the Minister of Local Government is saying, that they will never surrender Jamaica to the next political party. And Jamaica doesn't need an opposition. I wonder if one of those two individuals read the Constitution of this country. You know, when their senator, who doesn't fit to be a senator, send a voice note around that Jeffrey Tavares, Conrad OBrian, Mark Golding, Ralston Hyman, and Peter Bunting rather walk on the blood of the Jamaican people to get to Parliament. You know, we must ask ourselves the question, you know, are these people up to something? That the Jamaican people decide to go to the polls and elect the second party, which is in opposition now, to government. Is it that Desmond McKenzie and his leader will not surrender Jamaica to them? That's what they're trying to say? That they will never surrender Jamaica to us? We, the Jamaican people who put them there? Let's see if Conrad OBrian is ready for us, because something is wrong with them. Something is totally wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. And we, the people, must stand up for this country. We, the people, must say something, because this can't continue. Let's go back over to Conrad OBrian.
And News Talk 93 FM. Wow, my buds in this thing here just so palpable. All right, let's get back to our callers. The number is 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. We'll go up until 12 o'clock today, and indeed, we invite your calls. We're also simulcast with our friends at fitfmja.com, Caribbean Vibe Radio, and the Wayne Hall Network. So join us there. We're also up on the Make We Talk YouTube channel, and indeed on the Conrad OB TikTok page as well. The Gleaner is reporting emergency appeal. Government presses court for urgent review hearing on SOE ruling, cites legal threat and national security. All right, so the government is appealing that decision that was made by the court, that the Andrew Holness-led administration abused its power and actually had a lot of illegal state of emergencies, and we could very well see a lot of lawsuit coming in. Also on the front page of the Gleaner, committee shuts down proposal for minister's income asset to be published. I disagree with it, because I certainly support the call from the Norman Manley Law School recommending the committee members and Justice Minister Delroy that recommend that the summary should be published. So the Norman Manley Law School recommended that section 42(3)(b) should be expanded to have a summary of the statutory declaration of ministers of government be published for public scrutiny. All right, I don't think nothing at all is wrong with that. If you offer yourself for public. Okay, all right. Yeah, so there will be a live broadcast from the Ministry of Local Government, Youth and Youth Summer Employment Program this will begin at 10 o'clock right here and News Talk 93 FM. So yours truly will not be on tomorrow because we'll be having this outside broadcast from the Ministry of Local Government will be aired tomorrow. We invite you to join in for that. All right? Let's take the calls. Hello. Welcome, caller.
Hi, morning, Conrad. How are you?
Hi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm not well at all, you know. Giving thanks for life.
Yes.
The other day,
can you talk directly into the phone, my friend, please?
You hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I was saying a couple days ago we saw where the airline. Hello?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, with the airline in India, destined for London, it went down, and so many, almost everybody died except one man. So life is indeed a blessing. But Conrad, in Jamaica now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What lessons are we sending to our young people when we have persons who have questionable character running for leadership?
We're sending a very, very bad message to our young people. You understand?
Yeah, because I think, Conrad, at this stage, I think those persons who are under investigation for illicit enrichment should not be on the ballot at all. I think these persons should take away themselves and get their names clear and then return to the politics. But I don't think it is sending the right signal or the right lessons to our young people that it is okay to be unfair. I think these persons should just step aside until after the election is gone. They should not be on the ballot.
I couldn't agree with you more, pensioner.
And also, Mr. Mackenzie, it's the second or third time I hear me making these pronouncements about they're not turning the country to the PNP. I would like for somebody to do an interview with him to find out exactly what he's saying, because it is something that is somewhat very troubling and concerning for me.
I wish I was going to be on tomorrow doing this outside broadcast, but I'm not the one who will be doing it. So, because certainly it's a question that I would have for the minister, but it is ironic. But that's what it is. You know, it's ironic.
Yes, and Conrad, you know, I just want to say as well, I wish Zelica Jess all the best. You know, I think she has the interest of Northeast interest at heart.
Yes.
And I think she should be given the chance to represent that great parish. As a matter of fact, the best parish in Jamaica.
All right.
Final Conrad. Minister Tufton, for the last, I think they started the renovation at the Corner Regional Hospital in 2016, am I right? 2017?
It's about 17.
8 years now. And they're telling me for the last 8 years we have spent $9 billion. And it is projected to cost an additional $9 and $14 billion, $23 billion. That's a lot of money, Conrad. And if I were to give somebody a project to complete, and it moves from $2 billion to $9 billion, and it is forecasted to reach at $23 billion, I would look at another contractor.
Boy, I don't know how Chris can wiggle himself out of this one, but certainly not looking good. And anywhere else in the world, he would not have his job, sir. But you can listen, because I have something that I want to say, but you can listen because I have some other callers.
Take your comment.
All the best. Good. You know, the caller asked a question about the signal that is being sent for persons who are representing Jamaica at the highest level. And I agree with him that it's a bad signal. But I want to remind Jamaica, I saw people who were summarily dismissed from their job in the financial sector because they wrote a bounce check. You hear me? They write a bounce check. And they were dismissed for that. They were not seen no longer as fit and proper to hold the job. But guess what? One Audley Fitzgerald Shaw, who represents Northeast Manchester, still is the Member of Parliament, wrote a myriad of bounce check. And guess what? The body that he was put in to oversee, that's the financial sector, as Minister of Finance, he was able to get the job. So the person who was there as a financial advisor, insurance agent, lost his job. You lost your job because you wrote a bones check. But at the same time, the minister were able to write several bones checks and still and get that job. If you think it's like me telling, go and ask the people that owns and operates Cool Oasis. Go ask them. Hello, welcome caller.
Hi, good morning, Sir Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. There's a question I want to ask you, right? Your job, calling job, Jeff Tavares, as person can call him, it's supposed to be a very hard job, right?
It is.
The reason why I said this, I hear a gentleman earlier saying that Jamaica. I'm asking myself, is there something wrong with our Jamaican people, or is it the government trying to separate persons?
But the man is so disingenuous.
Look at the JLP young lady who lose her foot in an accident while they were on campaign. Where did she get those procedures done? Which hospital did she go to? Wasn't it Sir John Golden place?
I would imagine so. Okay. But you know, the gentleman was so disingenuous because he later confessed and admit that he was lying, you know, and he knew that he was lying with the pronouncement that he made about Mark Golden.
Let me tell you, some of these persons, they are, you see, just like we have the school where 70% of the persons can't read and write. I believe that there's a lot of persons, ageable person who's like that right now because
no, but this particular gentleman, hold on, sir. This particular gentleman is not one such. He's a teacher.
No, he's not. No.
I am telling you. Well, I don't know if I think he may reach retirement now, but he's a trained classroom teacher, as I understand it.
You want to tell me, sir, politics is clothing, it's objectivity, and it's rights. So you want to tell me, say, if you see someone stealing, he's gonna say no, they are not stealing. They are just
and it's what you call fool lie. It's not even good lie. It's just fool lie.
Look here, it is sickening to see persons who are educated come out and speak. And you know what happened to the JP? I realized something. They are showing all different things around Mark Golden. When it's not slavery, when it's my birth paper, when it's my this, when it's my that. Do you know the reason why? As I said, people do not stone green bango. Then they say, Mark G is here because we're going to use him as a beating stick.
He was the best asset, and PNP headquarters will become a museum.
Exactly. Right now, the more them say negative about the man just growing in stature. The man is just calm, he's just humble, and people, they are, I said to Colin recently, no. What these JLP surrogates coming on you guys' platform, you guys, the Colin and the Jeffrey, is because they are not spreading the message on their platform to reach the undecided. Because you guys' platform is so informative and educated that one of the things is that when PNP lose the 3% points in the last poll, it did not go to the JLP, it goes back undecided. They realize that the undecided is grasping now towards what the manifesto of the PNP is doing and what the messaging that the PNP is doing. They are coming on you guys' platform to try to put out narrative, to try to counteract it, and it's not working. It's so insipid. Honestly, so I want to tell you guys, just give them the facts, continue, give them the truth to power, and let them understand that you will not stand for these false narrative and these fake news.
Absolutely, sir. Thanks a lot as we continue to remind our listeners that we speak truth to power no matter who the guy is. And as he talked about the manifesto or a glimpse of the manifesto policies that the PNP basically mentioned that they will be coming with, sound very impressive to me. Thanks a lot. You can take off that. So, caller? Yes, all right, he's gone. So, he mentioned, they mentioned a lot of things. Dr. Dayton Campbell talked about the agriculture sector in a big way. Also, Damian Crawford outlined the educational policy that first in the generation thing and so on. And so many things, the housing policies. So the PNP has been putting out things out there. At one point, they were saying that the PNP wasn't putting out things, but certainly a lot of things, a lot of meat has been put on the bone. Hello, welcome, caller.
good morning, Sir Connor.
Yeah, country, go ahead. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
I have two quick topics there.
Go ahead.
And yes, the first one. These children that they cannot read, they are reading at grade 3 level.
Mm-hmm.
All these children started school under Wellness Administration.
That is true.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Right. So them no other.
Because we have let's examine it. Because we like to put the facts out there. The truth is that we're talking about the cohort of grade 7. Now, grade 7 student, if you get in early, but let's say 12. Let's say 12 because these students that are having this problem, they would not be 10. They wouldn't be 10. They wouldn't be 10. So I'm prepared to say that broadly. Let's use the age 12-year-old. So I want to be most generous. So at 12.
Right.
This administration is in office going 10 years now. So that's the situation.
And for reading, under every subject, reading, head, every subject.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was going to school back in the 80s, if you are doing maths, you have to can read and comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
I remember some maths stated that, if I could remember quite well, it said, if 10 men took 7 days to complete a house, how much days will 4 men take to complete the same house?
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
I used to get those maths back in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So for these children who cannot read, I believe the government should take full responsibility of it.
Mm-hmm.
From their education ministers. And what the education minister is saying that plan that is utter rubbish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to set the standard from the ministry come down that the teachers. I can't understand certain.
Well, you see, one of the things, you know, that
mm-hmm. and cannot read. 70%, that means 7 out of each 10 children would be illiterate in the next couple of years.
Yeah, because the teachers are mandated, the schools are mandated to carry through the policy of the Ministry of Education.
Right.
So, for example, we operate on a matriculation, not so much by competence, but by age. You know, so you reach grade 1. You get 1 year older, you're automatically promoted to grade 3. That kind of thing, you know. And we heard from the principal of Old Harbour High School, Mr. Ware, where he's saying he's making a recommendation that, listen, and there are many people, former Minister of Education Ronald Thwaites, it was one of his pet peeves, he was saying that, listen, we must stop promoting students just by virtue of their age, you know. But here we are. I don't know if it's something.
Back in Michael Mandre days, you know, the children who fail in grade 1, they repeated in grade 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next point now.
Yeah, because the line buzzing. Mm-hmm.
A gentleman was put up on the wanted Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned in himself. And he was wanted in Portmore.
Mm-hmm.
So he said when the Portmore police come to get him, 4 police, they were threatening him, saying him should not give up himself, that they will come get him. And they would have killed him. He would have met his maker if them come get him. And this is what I'm saying. All these times. Enough 90% of these police shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I question them, Sir Connor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because this young man was in fear of his life. He said after he was released after 4 days, he could not come out of his house. He could not go to his work. He could not go anywhere because of fear of his own life.
Yes, that's true, and certainly I believe that this young man should maximize whatever he can get out of the government. And
this young man should, I will cap him at $10 billion.
$10 billion.
He should sue the government. $10 billion.
All right.
Billion.
Mm-hmm.
And I am calling on all to call on the churches in Jamaica. The Rowan Edwards,
the church leaders,
Bishop Lee of the Church of God of Prophecy, which I am a member of. I am calling on the church leaders, even the Tarrant Baptist leader, TBC radio leader,
yes,
Shuckleworth. I am calling on them. The church is too silent. The corruption and the nepotism in Jamaica. How can fertilizer be given from Morocco and it's been sold and the churches are silent?
All right, country.
Calling on all.
Yes.
All goes to Tarrant Baptist Church. He have associate with the pastor there. Call on the pastors all.
All right, country. I have to leave you there. Thanks. Thanks a lot. All right, let's see if we can pack a few more in as we go to close the play. You'll only have me today. So let's see if we can get to some of our callers. Indeed, it's a very exciting day, and the people of Jamaica are pushing back. And a number of things that are taking place here in our country of Jamaica. Chief among them, they're asking, is the PM fit for purpose to offer himself for the upcoming general election? But, some people say, boy, this is Jamaica, anything goes. Very, very sad state of affair. Okay. Alrighty, so what's happening in your neck of the woods? Let's take your calls. Hello, caller?
Yes, sir. Morning.
Yeah, man. What's up, Portmore?
Man, I'm in here, sir. Before I move on with substance, that speech that this man Mackenzie made at some political rally, what is he actually? Is he talking about a war? Because only when somebody involved in a war, we hear them over talk about we're not retreating and we're not giving up Jamaica. Jamaica belongs to PNP and GLP belongs to the people. And if you take the people decision whether or not the government stay involved, what kind of politics them people are practicing?
Well, there's a lot of things here because somebody is also sending me this information. It's a caption from the GIS where it said Jamaica Information Service PM Holness has delivered a strong warning against extortionists and say any other would be criminal in Ferry Pen, St. Catherine. He is adamant that civilian should comply with the law of the land. All right, but the gravamen of this is that they're saying that the Prime Minister said he would bring out the army. So a lot of utterances taking place across Jamaica. I don't know what is happening, if it is desperation or what, but the conversation seems a little loose. Huh?
Because never before we hear this kind of rhetoric.
No.
Never before.
Never.
The PNP was in power for 4 consecutive terms. And at no time at all, when they were campaigning, you hear this kind of rhetoric about who are coming up. The people, you do what is right for the people. and the people will vote you in. You have a government who is just telling pure lies, going around creating a smoke and mirror situation where you create the impression that everything is hunky-dory. People's life has never been better. While at the same time, more than 50% of the population are suffering from food insecurity, right? Food insecurity. That means more than 50% of the population of this country cannot afford to.
I think it's 57%, the report says.
Are peak and nourishing meal. People are reported to hospital as suffer from malnutrition and all kind of sickness because they cannot afford to feed themselves based on the salary and the cost of goods and service. Especially for food.
You know, Portmore.
Of food you go in the supermarket and buy. You have to pay GCT on it.
Portmore, and next week Tuesday, I am putting it out there from now. Next week Tuesday, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get through to Dennis Gordon. That is the man who is slated to take over from Dr. Peter Phillips. He has this company that called Jack Den, and I heard Dennis yesterday, and what Dennis put out there is nothing short than miraculous. What he is doing and what he will be offering to the people of Jamaica by way of health care. And when I heard Dennis last night, I said, my God, I must talk to Dennis. I have not spoken to him as yet on this. But Dennis Gordon, or anybody who is listening here, just inform Dennis Gordon, Mr. Dennis Gordon, that, you know, Conrad OBrian, the fireman, News Talk 93 FM, would love him to make himself available next week, Tuesday, so we can really talk to him about the rafter of things that he is putting out there to assist Jamaicans from a medical standpoint. Very, very far-reaching, sir.
By the way, what happened to your Dr. Chin that used to call your program?
He is fine, you know. I spoke to Dr. Chin up to quite recently. He is fine. Of course, you know that he had something that he was dealing with in the United States. Some charges there. All those charges have been dropped and so on. And you know, he is basically building his company, and certainly Dr. Chin will grace us here and the program soon, because I know not you alone, it's not you alone have been asking for Dr. Chin. Many people call me off here and said what happened to Dr. Chin, so hopefully we'll talk to him soon.
You have some very positive,
yes.
Things to put on the table.
Yeah, man.
Suggestion that could help us out.
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something. That one reason you haven't heard Dr. Chin. Dr. Chin came under pressure from certain quarter just because of the things that he was expounding in this program.
Oh, really?
I won't say any more. I won't go any further. I can tell you that much. All right. Let's go to the final break, Portmore. Let me take that break and wrap with you on the other side. All right. Let's take the final break. So come.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans a yard and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica. See for yourself.
Jamaica free.
soon as possible.
So let's just go back to Portmore and wrap with Portmore. But before I do that, let me just remind you of this by way of programming. There will be a live outside broadcast here tomorrow and News Talk 93 FM. This will be coming from the local government youth summer employment launch, and it commences at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I won't be on air tomorrow. You won't have me back until next week, Monday. But I encourage you to stick and stay, listen to what is happening. You may find favor with the broadcast tomorrow. All right? Let's go to the phone line. Hello, welcome, caller.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Portmore. Conclude for me, please.
Yeah, we need people who have something to offer, especially in a country where our health sector is insecure, our education system is down there, so our agriculture is down. I mean, we need people who are going to come up with innovation and come with solutions to solve our problems, to improve this country and to improve the standard of living of our citizens. What we have 63 MPs, and if you should check each and every one of them and ask, what are their contributions to development, to the development of this country? How many of them can answer in a positive way, sir? So why are we, the only purpose they seem to serve is to play cheerleader to their political parties. When I hear the other day, when they were announcing 300%, 3%, $300 to pensioners. And I'm saying, and then you hear them inside, stomping on it, just say something should not go where it's supposed to go. Because it's an insult to the people of this country. Right? We need more people who are going to demand. You can't just bring somebody come on because he might talk sweet or can have you one boom man and some white tongue. You run back in like a monkey or dog and look for some if a boat or crumbs. A full time move out of them little backward path kind of politics. That is why Jamaica is behind everybody else now. We are behind everybody else except it. I mean, the only country that we are ahead of now is Haiti. And yet we have a government who's going around and talking how well the country is doing. When we are next door to Haiti in terms of our people development. And you have people who are supposed to know better because for them got full till it come out all part of them. them don't seem to understand the situation where the normal or hard Jamaican people have to be experiencing.
Well, you know, Portmore. As I leave you, Portmore, thank God, we still have a thing called election here in Jamaica, and that is coming up because a lot of people have to take responsibility to say, listen, they're going to go out there and speak with their fingers, and nobody going to come and give them now 5,000 and come and woodwink them that after 9 years you never do nothing, but all of a sudden here I am. The people of Jamaica must repel that. You understand? I am telling that I have never seen so many beggars across this country.
And we're talking not about people who not working, we're talking about working people.
Right?
And by the way, sir, I noticed that the 3 Mile area, some young men down there now wearing some t-shirt mark wiper, windscreen wiper. You see, which politician come with that idea?
No, I don't think there's any politician come up with that. So I don't think so.
So tell me now.
Hold on.
Are the parents them?
Hold on. Let me say something to you. These young men, a number of them, and I must confess, I have a good rapport with, let me heal them up. I have a good rapport with quite a few of the guys who wipe the glasses at the windscreen from Hope Road going right down to 3 Mile there, to Mrs. Portia Simpson Miller Square there, going all the way down there, because I treat them as human beings, and they always show me a certain level of respect. However, even the other day I was engaging them. I come into your caller, please hold. I engaged them and I said to them that, listen, I was encouraging them to take up the opportunity of training and so on. There is one particular one there, a young man, sound very intelligent and so on. I think he was living in the United States, and for whatever reason, he's back in Jamaica and so on. So these are not guys who are stupid. So it could very well be that they come together, they make some money, they make some money. So they could come together and basically decide that, listen, they're going to get some white t-shirt and engage a printer and print them themselves. It don't have to be that they get it from anybody. Portmore?
It would be interesting to know how many persons are on the street.
A lot of them, too much, and they increase every day.
And I want to know if this is how we're talking about the population is declining, and if we're talking about our males, because there's no female involved, and if this is the vocation are the only means of which some of our young men can earn a living, then we're not going anywhere fast enough.
I agree with you, Portmore. I agree with you, Portmore. Let me leave it there, sir, for this morning. Now I have a couple more holding. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Always interested, Portmore. You're always looking at the issues. All right. So let's continue to take the call. Please, I try my utmost best to, come to you as quickly as possible. How many of you saw this little video that's going around with Delroy Chuck? Out there walking, can hardly move about. But Stacey Knight has him on the run so much. Delroy never do them thing when he was fit. And he's out there walking up and down now. Hello, welcome, caller.
Yes, Mr. O'Brien. Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, John?
No,
have you seen the video?
No, sir. No. It took a woman to beat Douglas Ball out of that constituency in 1993.
Yeah, man. Curlew Robertson, Dr.
Yes,
Paul's wife. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's Darrell Vaz, old man.
Yes.
And so it could be taken a woman to send Mr. Chuck home.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. First thing first, Miss Paula Llewellyn is in support of Mistress Manuelis being dropped from the Integrity Commission, right?
Yes.
What reason, did she give any reason for saying it?
I think she may have, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I did not. I heard her speaking, but I can't tell you exactly what she said.
Yes. Well, be that as it may, Mr. O'Brien. Mm-hmm. With the greatest respect to Miss Paula Llewellyn, she know that our presidency has been on the wane for a long time. Worse again, she lost to Vibe Cartel and is co-accused. Someone said some time ago that in war only the final battle is decisive. And with the greatest respect to Mrs. Llewellyn, she mustn't say anything when it comes to Pamela.
I think it's one of the most backward move, and I believe that speaking to people out there and looking at all of these, there are a litany rather of faux pas that this government has made. For example, the Dennis Chung issue. Within recent time, I'm talking the Dennis Chung issue, the $31 million drill, the the Pamela Monroe issue, and so many other things, just to name a few.
So Pamela Monroe did nothing wrong, unlike Miss Paula Lowen, because she failed to avail herself of the information which was at our fingertip. The Vibe Cartel and his co-accused, no disrespect to them, are in a position to draw the hundreds of millions from taxpayers' purse. You can't compare Pamela to Mrs. Parlin, sir. And besides, am I speaking the truth when I said because she failed to avail herself of the information?
No, you're indeed correct, and of course, people like Hugh Small, people like Hugh Small, PJ, and others. I think they have opined on this, because
yes,
the information was certainly there.
The precedent has been set from 1983 with Michael Malley versus January and the cleaner.
Yes.
I told Mrs. Parlin was backward with the greatest respect to her. So if you left Manuel ladies alone and look
that's one battle that she's not going to win, because I can tell you that there's so many of us who really and truly admire the work of that great public servant, Pamela Monroe Ellis. Have to leave you there, Milton.
So Paula, I show her political now, right? In support of the ruling party. That's what she's doing. That's Paula Llewellyn. That's what she's doing.
All right, that's what you deduce from her pronouncement. All right, cool.
Yes, I.
Take it easy. Bless up. All right. So that's Milton there, the man out of East Rural St. Andrew, that always looking at these things through an eagle eye. Hello, welcome, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony.
Yes, and good morning to your listeners also.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Anthony.
I want to make it short because I don't want to live on one issue for
yeah, man, and you don't have much time this morning. We'll try packing a few in the last 15 minutes.
I was talking to Simon and Power Talk and Friday, and I made a mistake, because when I make mistake.
So if you made a mistake there, why you don't correct it there?
Because I came off the radio and
yeah, man, but I'm saying that Simon will be on tomorrow again. Come in and know what you say.
Okay, I understand. All right.
So leave that and correct that with Simon. Make your substantive point.
That is very important. About this, the Auditor General and the issue of the fertilizer and those type of things. I think it's because of that why the Labour side want to get her out now, because she's seen too much things. And,
okay.
Because they want her to move from the Integrity Commission, and I think it's because of her stridency that she have, and so I think they want to just to weaken the power of the IC. Because for me, I think they're saying that Pamela has seen too much things, because remember she's there and she's a part of the Integrity Commission. So everything that is come to the Integrity Commission, I guess she has some scrutiny to over it, to see what is there and document and so forth. So I guess that they're saying, boy, she's seen too much, and when she sees too much, she's knowing too much. So I want to get her out. I think that's basically that. I don't think we should go down that road, because if we're talking about justice, then we have to allow people to scrutinize us. And that's very important, Boy, this country is going on the wrong path, and I said it every day. But I hope the people wise up and look and see where they are heading to. All right, take care, because
yes,
I think I'm gonna talk to Simon tomorrow because I like to keep my integrity up.
Yeah, man, and that's why I'm saying it's not a matter of basically shutting you down or so. But I think that since you made the error there, talk to my brethren Simon. Well, talk to Simon.
The thing is, I want to get it today because I'm not sure if I'm gonna have any credit to call him.
All right. Go ahead. Since you're on, make the point. Go ahead.
The point is that the Prime Minister was at a particular space before last Sunday, and he was talking to the nation about crime and so forth, and he was also talking to his supporters. And so he said to his supporters that if any one of you are in crime, get out of it and put on them thing there. All right. When he said put on them thing there, he could be talking about anything. He could be talking about just put down that was scamming. Put on the horse breaking, or put the whatever crime. When he goes on to says now, bury the guns, or turn it over to the authority. That's a different ball game. That's a different he's talking because he's talking about guns. And so, some people are saying that it is not literally. The Prime Minister didn't do it literally. It just mean that he's talking figurative. But if the Prime Minister was talking figurative, he would have said, okay. Put on them thing there, bury the gun, and it would have stopped there. So you could term it as a figurative speech. Because it would be saying, all right, put down them thing there, because remember I use that, put down them thing there, bury the gun, and it would have stopped there. You wouldn't go on and say, bury the gun, or, when he said or now, it is meaning that he's giving the person two options. Anyway.
I understand the fine point you're making there. All right.
So the point where I made the mistake is that he said, I forgot the word. You see what I'm talking about because I forgot it. That's the reason why I made a mistake, And now I come back and I forgot it again. Because I was focusing.
Write it down. When you come back to you, write it down so you can basically deal with it fulsomely with Simon tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Wednesday. Simon is on Wednesday, I think.
Oh yeah, the part that I was trying to remember. He was saying, or better yet. That's the part I didn't remember. Or better yet, turn it over to the authority. When he said that, people are saying he said better yet, but he doesn't take away from the R. Because R meaning that you're giving two options there.
All right, we're into a serious English class this morning. Thanks.
It is serious, but that is right.
Yes, the use of language is really something. Because as you correctly said, that the R basically kind of put a different connotation to the whole thing, as if you are basically saying to the person either or. So you're giving that kind of option.
If your son have a goat and you say to your son, tie the goat on the hillside or on the hillside. So you're giving your son two options. And that's basically what I'm saying.
On the hillside or on the plain?
On the hillside or on the plain. Right? So if you do that, you're differentiating. So either you're gonna tie the goat on the plain or on the hillside. If the Prime Minister said bury the gun or take it to the police, that means you're giving the person two options. It is a fight that the person to choose.
All right. Thanks a lot, Anthony.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for weighing in. All right, so that's Anthony there. Share with us some of his thoughts there this morning. We have a few minutes to go. It's now 8 minutes going up to 12 o'clock. If you're quick on the draw, you can call us. And remember that tomorrow there will be an outside broadcast from the Ministry of Local Government. All right, and tomorrow I will be gracing my friend Jeffrey Tavares on his channel, Make We Talk, the platform there, so I'll be on it, I'll be a guest on that platform tomorrow. All right, and we may also be doing some TikTok live tomorrow to basically fill out the space there. All right, so hello, caller.
Good morning, Conrad.
Hey, how you doing, Africa?
Yeah, man, phone card there, you know. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Boy, you see that picture there with your future MP, man? The video?
Where?
You don't see the video with not your future. Well, it said that your future MP have Delroy under so much pressure that Uncle said Delroy out there walk and can hardly move.
I'm on that to reach them. Them they have much ear, you know.
Yes.
And them can show you what them building in the community.
Oh my God.
You tell me now.
Yes.
The politicians them in the house, them in there for how much years. And them can show you what them building in the constituency.
Yes.
For better off the people them.
Yes.
So the people them can't read, you know.
Yes.
What you do with them? You send them back to Jamaica.
I don't know.
The gun them come out there. What them do with them?
Well, they find some, but the problem is, as we always said, when you capture one set, you know, you don't know if 2 or 3 or 4 sets has basically went through before. So that's where that's a big problem, you know. But a lot of things here in Jamaica. So we have to put our hands and heart together to see how best we can move this country forward.
Conrad.
Yes, sir.
What them do with the gun them and the shot them? What them find?
What they do with them?
Yeah.
Well, the protocol is that those guns are supposed to be destroyed, but I can't say whether or not that has happened. But I think whenever guns,
how we are gonna have them destroyed?
That's the other question, and especially with the whole business of confidence level in this country so low. So when them say, boy, them destroy it, they burn it, and they whatever, or they crush them and so on, the people will still have questions to say, did they really crush them?
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, the kind of election, something we are come up to.
Yes.
Yes.
You
hear the people who want to say they not give power?
Yes, yes.
Come back for that one now. The Cuban them will come over there on the boat. What them do with them?
I think they had basically detained some of them. That's my understanding.
Them have them here.
That was my understanding. That they did not. They didn't send them away like they did with the Asian.
Yes, take your time, man. And the China them with them finally. The China immigrant them with them finally.
Who are here illegally, really?
Yeah, what them do with them?
They're still here. As a matter of fact, we heard from the minister just this morning that they have worked out something with them, and they're going to reopen the garage.
I can't tell you something, man. You work out something with them. How the people them reach you?
Good question, Africa. Good question you're asking.
When the 80 people them come here, send them back across the sea, you know. And the rest of them, you have them here.
Yes.
Judgment again, man.
All right, Africa, respect.
Yeah, you know, it's good to be here. Yeah?
One love. Will Dwayne Smith continue to be the standard bearer for the Jamaica Labour Party? That's a question. I'm getting this message on my phone because recently we heard about a $20 million that is owed by Dwayne Smith. And of course, our understanding is that Ethne Miller Simpson is doing a lot of work over there in that constituency. And for the first time in a very long time, some attention is being paid over there in that constituency of Northwest St. Andrew. And, you know, it seems as if quite a few constituencies that normally not talked about, they are now in play. We continue to watch these things. It's election 2025. Let me remind you once again that there will be a live outside broadcast here at News Talk 93 FM tomorrow from the Ministry of Local Government Youth Summer Employment launch commencing at 10 a.m. here and News Talk. So I won't be on tomorrow. You'll join me again next week, Monday, right? So I'll be on next week, Monday, to continue the show. But tomorrow, you'll hear me elsewhere. I'll be up on the Make We Talk YouTube channel and somewhere there on the Conrad OB TikTok live page. So we will inform you as to those offering and so on. All right, so let me say thanks to our partners, Fit FM, Caribbean Vibes Radio, Make We Talk, and of course those of you who joined us on the Conrad OB TikTok page. To my guest, Zelica Jess, attorney at law, candidate down there in Northeast St. Elizabeth. On behalf of my producer, Tanya Richards, Conrad OBrian saying, stick and stay with us right here and news.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Ken.
We do apologize about that. We just had a little transmission outage there. We do apologize to you about that. But there was a live broadcast, simulcast here on the Make We Talk program with Conrad OBrian. Join us this evening. Join the Make We Talk Current Affair program this evening. An exciting program is coming up your way. Myself and Wilfred Rattigan and Headboy will be on. We'll be speaking about the drill. We'll be speaking about the Conrad General Hospital, because some people believe that Mr. Golden was the one who started spreading propaganda about this $2 billion, $3 billion, $3.4 billion hospital improvement. It was not so. We're going to dig deep in that also. So join us this evening at 7 o'clock Jamaica time, 8 o'clock US time. We'll be on to speak to you some more about this. So until you hear my voice again this evening at the Make We Talk Current Affair program, I'm Jeffrey Tavares. As Make We Talk, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to know when I go live. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to know when I go live. And also, tomorrow, Conrad OBrian will be hosting this program here. Tomorrow, he'll be on tomorrow to host this program. He'll be on tomorrow to host this program to speak truth to power. But join me this evening at 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. US time, when I'll be speaking about issues facing our country, Jamaica, and the upcoming general election. Is the Prime Minister, Desmond McKenzie, and Idiot Amin, are they sending a clear message to the Jamaican people? Let's dig deep in that tonight. Until you hear my voice again, I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans a yard and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
See for yourself.
We are good.
are going to come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew. Call it. And Iman will sound the trumpet.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
you're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades, and we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
Gold's money was not lost. It was stolen. Plain as daylight.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew. Call it. And Iman will sound the trumpet.
Some politicians they come down now. Andrew, you come down now. Darrell Vaz, come down now. Hey, I don't want to like wow. A full time now we go era talk about. National Chance.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew. Call it. And Iman will sound the trumpet.
Some politicians they come down now. Andrew, you come down now. Darrell Vaz, come down now. Hey, I don't want to like wow. A full time now we go era talk about. National Chance.
To fight.
come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
You know, I'm going to come off here. But from ever since I start playing this song here, from a couple nights ago to today, my phone has been ringing off the hook. Jamaicans from all walks of life. Jamaicans from Zimbabwe. I can show the numbers that they're calling me from. Jamaicans from South Africa. Jamaicans from Namibia. Jamaicans from everywhere, walks of life, is saying to me, Mr. Tavares, play the song again. And I'm saying to myself, what is really going on? This song is a very catchy song. So I'm going to play this song some more until I cut off here, because people are saying that they're dancing in their homes. They're just dancing to realize that, yes, Jamaica stand a chance to change. Or the people of Jamaica stand a chance for changes. And I want to play about this song. And it's a very nice song. Let me play about this song. Everybody who's listening to us from all over the globe.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural Reconnection Rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
And just remember that on June 21st, the One Legal Defense Foundation will be having their inaugural rally, and they're asking you to go over to the One Legal Jamaica Defense Foundation and donate as much as you can. Donate. They're truly in need of your funds to make sure that this thing can go off the ground properly. I'm going to play back this song again because my phone has been ringing off the hook. Here we go.
to come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
Please, Mr. Knight, please.
I'm suggesting that you are pathologically mendacious.
Mr. Knight, that is an improper suggestion.
Why?
And an improper...
After
yes.
he just said what he just said?
Yes.
It's pathological.
Mr. Knight, please continue your cross-examination, if you so intend to.
He was referring to what you said, a ruling you made.
And he laughed at you.
And laughed. You have a pathological condition when it comes to telling the truth. And I'm suggesting to you that you have misled, you have conspired, and you have deceived the parliament, the people of this country, and the inquiry, this commission, the diaspora and every Jamaican, and that you, Prime Minister, should pack your bags and go.
Mr. Chairman,
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Free.
here, blood and fire, comrades, are marching to victory. We're going to play this song all over again because I'm still getting calls. I want to come off, but I'm still getting calls. You know, this song is a very catchy song. But what I want to do is to encourage Jamaicans. When election day come, go out and vote. Jamaicans who live in the diaspora, if you can go home and vote. Jamaicans who live in the diaspora, encourage your friends and your family to go out and vote. The soul of Jamaica's democracy lies in your palm of your hands. Go out and vote, Jamaicans, because we're marching on to victory. Good afternoon to all those listen to us from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. Good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. This is the Make We Talk program.
to come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale. On 1 week off up here, you know? come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.
The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and its global supporters cordially invite Jamaicans abroad and abroad to its inaugural reconnection on June 21st, 2025 at the Ranny Williams Entertainment Center in Kingston, Jamaica. Bring your entire family for a day of food, fun, entertainment, and information. Get an understanding of the Constitution and the skills necessary to exercise your rights and your civic responsibilities as Jamaican citizens. You can't afford to miss this inaugural reconnection rally, June 21st in Kingston. Tune in for further information and updates to Reason with Radigan on YouTube and reggaeglobalradio.com, Saturdays at 3 p.m. New York time and at 2 p.m. in Jamaica.
come under some pressure. You're going to hear all kinds of propaganda. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and deception. There will be tactics used to try and buy you out. There will be tactics used to try and frighten you away. And I only have to say one thing to you tonight, comrades. We are blood and fire comrades. And we're marching on to progress. And we will stand firm. We will not be bought because we are not for sale.